Hey everybody, Frost Airsoft here. Couple things before we start the video. Obviously, as you can tell by the title, we're reviewing this AEP today. But first I want to say I appreciate everybody for the 100 subs. Thank you so much. We're at 134 now, and I plan to keep on releasing content as often as I can. Like I said, I'm not giving y'all a schedule right now because as you can tell, we're still moving into the house. We don't even have our curtains in yet because these windows are huge. So also, if it looks like I'm looking away from the camera, it's because I have the front facing camera on. I'm looking here instead of here. So just because that's the middle of the screen. Whatever. But yeah, you guys absolutely crushed the 100 subscribers. We gave away one of these. This thing is actually really cool. I think the reason I'm doing a review on this is because I think this is a great beginner airsoft pistol, and you guys know I always like to do good beginner guns. This one as a backup I think would be perfect. So normally when you're looking at airsoft pistols, you have CO2, green gas, and then AEP, and then of course spring powered. Spring powered's they're exactly what they say. You pull it back, it's one shot. You know, that's all there is to it. It's not a great backup, but I suppose it's better than nothing in some cases. I don't know. Then you have the AEPs, which are kind of like in the middle. There are some high-end AEPs. This one I actually think is more higher end, in my personal opinion, especially for beginners. And then you have CO2 and green gas, which are almost the same thing. From what I understand, CO2 shoots a little bit harder depending on what kind of CO2 you use, which is all kind of the same. Green gas, there's a bunch of different varieties, but most CO2 is going to be regular CO2. And then CO2 works in colder temperatures. But I live in the South. I would never have that issue, so I don't know enough to say about that, so forgive me for that. The problem with green gas and CO2 pistols is the magazines are super expensive. Because most of the time they're metal, and if they're not metal, they're plastic, and the seals go bad quickly. But either way, they're still like $35, $40 a piece. Occasionally you can find them for like 20 bucks, especially if you buy them used, but then you're just kind of playing a guessing game on how long they'll last. But same thing if you buy them new. So anyways, we're gonna jump into the pistol. I'm gonna give you the exact name of this. I'm gonna put the link to this in the description. I got this out of a BOA, Box of Awesomeness. I'm really happy with it. I plan on using this in a game. So this is the 6mmProShop Salient Arms licensed blue full auto select fire pistol with metal gearbox and MOSFET. Mouthful. So anyways, this is exactly how I got it. I have opened this already because I've been messing with it. But this is all packaged exactly how it was. So, gun, charger, battery, of course, the product card, which is like just a authentication card. A lot of products are doing that nowadays, and a speed loader. So there's also an Allen key in here. I'm sure it's for disassembly. I'll take this out carefully because the magazine is inside, but the battery's not. So get a good look at this thing. The only thing I'm not a fan of is the gold on here, which of course I'll end up covering that up sometime. But this thing's very simple to use. It's actually got a lot more heft to it than I thought it was gonna have, so that's cool. But yeah, so basic functions, mag release is on the left side, yeah, it's on the left side, duh. So it comes with a stick mag. Yes, I know it's loaded terribly, but I just did this for promotional purposes right now. It's a 29 round stick mag, which is, you might be thinking, stick mag, it's 2022, come on. 29 round stick mag, $12. You can carry a ton of these things. I don't know how long the battery lasts in between. I'm actually gonna test that later. So just stay tuned for that. I'll put it like at the end of the video or something like that. But the disassembly is right here. So you press this, because this is fixed. This does not slide, it doesn't blow back. Take this part off. You have your battery connection right here. Sorry. Wrong side of the camera. Battery connection right here. You just put the battery underneath here. Then right here is your hop-up adjustment, which is pretty cool. You just turn this wheel. Not many pistols have hop-up adjustments that don't require a Allen key. And then for reassembly, oops, just snaps back on just like that. This is pretty cool. It does have a 2-stage trigger by the looks of it. Like, you can't fully press it unless you have this piece pressed, which I love. I like 2-stage triggers. I think that's awesome. The safety is on this side. Slide that up and back down, locked. And then your select fire is on this side. So you have safe, semi, and full auto. Actually, I think it's just, I think the safety is, oh, duh. never mind, my bad, I'm dumb, guys. So single fire, full auto, which finding a full auto pistol under $100, kind of hard to find. These normally are like $115. Right now they're on Evic's site for $97. Pretty cool. I'm gonna do a shooting test later. It's a pretty good gun. So far, I'm impressed with it. Even without adjusting the hop up, it got about 50 feet, which is all you really want for a secondary anyways. I mean, of course you want something that's gonna reach out a little bit farther, but as far as something that's a cheap backup that I think wouldn't break if you dropped it, I think this is pretty good. Now, it does shoot about 210 FPS, maybe a little less, honestly. I can chrono it when we go outside, but it's not, you know, it's a AEP. There's not a whole lot of power there, especially not for this little battery. But I do like the convenience of this, all being in one package. For $100, can't beat it. Like I said, for a beginner pistol, I think it's great. So I'm gonna go outside, I'm gonna do a couple test shoots with it real quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so here's my target, and right down there where the tripod is about 50 feet away. As you guys can see, I live in the city now. It's like kind of the city, kind of not, so it's just one of those things where it's like, if I was to test anything else out, I'd have to go back to my old house, or you know, where my parents live, which they have like 3 acres and woods all around and stuff like that. So if I go to test like full-size guns, which I will eventually, especially Novrich's new gun, I think I'm gonna pick that up and give that a shot. I definitely will have to go change locations, but for right here, for testing out an AEP, it's perfectly fine. This bush is about 50 feet away. I measured it earlier. It's about 50 feet away from over there, and I've got it attached to something down there, so just ignore this thing. It's about to be gone, and all this will be moved back. But yeah, so right now we're going to test it right here. So I have the Salient Arms Blue AEP, and I'm going to do some semi and then full auto, and then I'm going to give my final thoughts on it. Okay, so we are outside with the Salient Arms AEP. I do have iPro, stylish iPro, by the way, too. What I cut grass with, but still safety glasses. So we're gonna do some semi and then full auto. So safety off, semi. Oh, safety's actually on. That's with the hop up halfway adjusted. I missed a couple of shots, but another thing is with my current setup, since everything's not home yet, I am having to use just the iPhone and none of my other cameras, so you can't see the target, but I am going to show it afterwards. So here's full auto. Pretty cool. That was like, what, 2 seconds? Not bad. I actually really like this thing. The only thing that I have an issue with sometimes is putting the battery in, but there's a space on the other side to put the battery in and then put the wire on the other side and lock it in. So once I figured that out, it was pretty okay. So yeah, so let's go back inside and give me my final thoughts. Okay, so we're back inside talking about the Salient Arms AEP, the blue AEP. So I went ahead and I shot one magazine that you see. Since I don't have both cameras, I didn't have one pointed at the target, but I hit pretty much all the shots on target. It was only 50 feet. It's not a hard shot to make. That was using .28, I believe, and it was able to hop those pretty okay. I would say 75 feet is probably going to be your max on this though, so you're not going to snipe anybody with this in stock form. Of course, there's always modifications you can do. I've seen some pretty crazy AEPs with high fire rates, so that'd be pretty dope to see someone take one of these. I'm sure someone's already done it, but you know, just take this and modify it and be your own. Me personally, I would get rid of this gold right here. I would just change it for any other color than gold. But other than that, this thing's pretty sick. I really appreciate good cheap guns, and this is a good cheap gun. Like I said, as far as beginner let's say beginner airsoft pistols, I think this is a great choice. You don't need an airsoft pistol to get started, but a lot of people want one, and I understand the appeal to just have that backup if you ever need it. But honestly, with most fields that I've played, unless they play milsim style, you don't need a backup. You'll be in and out between games, so you'll be fine. So yeah, so definitely I approve of this. This gets my seal of approval. Shout out to Meg and John. I actually gave this away to them. I hope it does great for them. The one thing I want to talk about was the battery life. I'm sure some people were worried about the battery life. I know I was personally. What I did was I went back and I made a little area back here in my back room, and I just kind of took like 4 or 5 more magazines and full autoed into the barrel that I had set up just to catch everything. Worked great. It doesn't sound like it went down on power at all. And so that was 5 magazines. That's over 100 rounds. So we'll just round it up. It's over 100 rounds. So yeah, this thing, in my personal opinion, is a beast. Within 75 feet. For what it is, it's great. Is it going to be better than my SXX, or excuse me, my MK23 with upgrades? No. But for a beginner, this is an awesome choice. And for if I was a kid looking for something, or if I was just somebody beginning in airsoft that didn't have a whole lot of money but I wanted a secondary, I would definitely choose this. I definitely would choose this. 10 out of 10 times I would get one of these. I don't feel like you would break it easily. It definitely doesn't. I mean, it's polymer, it's plastic. There's no metal pieces on this except for the gearbox. Not even the trigger's metal. So yeah, but I feel like if you took care of it, treated it properly, especially somebody that doesn't have a lot of money, we tend to take care of stuff. This is a good gun. So a couple more things I wanted to go over real quick. So we will be playing at Gold Eagle Airsoft sometime this year, hopefully relatively soon. And I actually think I might use this. Just use pistol only because it is an indoor field. It is lit up though from what I've seen. It looks very cool. I know it's close to SS Airsoft, which is a lot of people know that from C7 Viper. He's been there to play a couple times. I'm not the biggest fan of indoor fields, but I'm going to give it a shot. Airsoft is airsoft and it's fun no matter what. So, you know, that's just one of those things you got to keep in mind. You're out there to have fun. Everybody wants to win, of course. But most of the time you're just out there to have fun. Especially me. I'm just out there to clown around sometimes. I do take it seriously sometimes. Objective game modes, I like to try to win. But team deathmatch, this is goof off. But yeah, so that's how I feel about this gun. I definitely think this is a great beginner gun, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you want to see more like this. Let me know if you have any suggestions for other AEPs I'd like to try out. You know, Norbert just dropped a new M4. Don't quote me on this. I'm gonna try to get my hands on that, and also I'm gonna try to get my hands on a new MP5 that I want to review. So yeah, just stay tuned for all that stuff, and thank you so much for the love and support you've given me and my fiance when we've moved in here. As you can tell, I think I already stated this, but we're still moving in. There has been a lot of setbacks. It's been stressful to say the least. But just going and reading the comments of everybody just being so supportive and happy that we got moved in, it's been amazing. It actually really touched me to my core. I know I sound sappy, but I really do appreciate it, and it really has helped. I've been pretty stressed out. You can ask Megan. It's been rough, but I definitely appreciate everyone. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for 100 subscribers. I can't wait to see how far we go, and you guys are coming with me. So thank you so much. Everybody have a great day. Be kind, and I'll see you next time.